Welcome back. President Trump blasting the radical Dems for pushing back against his bid to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census. Today, he tweeted, "Can you believe that the radical left Democrats want to do our new and very important census report without all the important citizenship information? Report would be meaningless and a waste of billions, ridiculous, that it costs to put together." The United States now home to 18% of the world's migrant population. A new Pew Research Center study revealing 44.5 million people in the U.S. are foreign-born. That's more than Germany, Russia, the U.K., and France combined. Think about that. Joining me now, Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, co-chair of the Border Security Caucus. Congressman Biggs also serves on the House Judiciary Committee, the Science, Space, Technology Committee, and is a member of the House Freedom Caucus. Great to see you, Congressman. I read your letter today to Secretary Nielsen, Homeland Security Secretary, but explain just how dire the situation is, the thousands of illegals that are crossing into places like and going to places like Mesa and Tucson, and how they're being let go.
Yeah, Greg, you know, there's so many people coming in. We have the Flores decision and the rules and the laws that prevent our people from detaining them. And even if we could, our facilities are overrun. So ICE has been letting him loose, and now Border Patrol, of course, is going to be the ones letting him loose. And literally thousands are being released onto the streets of Phoenix and its suburbs, so that the churches and community organizations that have been helping facilitate these asylee and refugee applicants, they're overrun. And they're saying, we can't handle it anymore. That's how dire it is. And we're about 30 days away from 100-degree temperature in Arizona. I'm saying that because if you're not used to 100-degree temperature and you're coming and you're going to be out there without resources, right, it becomes a humanitarian crisis as much as anything else.
I was in Phoenix just a few days ago, and yeah, I was getting a little hot under the collar, but that was only because of politics. I want to play a soundbite now from Jay Johnson, who was President Obama's Homeland Security Secretary. Take a listen.
By anyone's definition, by any measure, right now we have a crisis at our southern border. According to the commissioner of CBP, there were 4,000 apprehensions in one day alone this past week, and we're on pace for 100,000 apprehensions on our southern border this month.
And yet Pelosi and others say, oh, crisis? What crisis?
Yeah, we need Mr. Johnson to go out there and convince Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats in Congress that there's a crisis. Because while we're trying to handle it, where we're facing the crises in states like Arizona, these people say there's no problem, there's no crisis. And it leaves one scratching in my head. I mean, in any other country in the world, would you see over 1 million people illegally enter the country that will not be apprehended? So we're going to apprehend about 1 million, 1.5 million, but there'll be another 1 million to 1.5 million we won't apprehend. There's no other place in the world that doesn't say, hey, that's an invasion, right, hey, that's a national security issue. But here in Congress, we can't get the Democrats to come off the dime, and we couldn't get some Republicans even to come off the dime last session. So shame on us Republicans, but I tell you what, we have to do something along the border, and it isn't just build a wall, but that's important. But there are other avenues we can take, and the president's trying to get there. I hope Secretary Nielsen's trying to get there as well.
You sit on the Judiciary Committee, so I must ask you about the Mueller report. Jerry Nadler, the chairman of the House Judiciary, now demanding that the full report, including classified information, all be presented and unredacted. It's pretty ironic, isn't it, because Nadler and other Democrats were fuming when Devin Nunes allegedly authorized sources and methods and classified information be released.
Yeah, it's come full circle, isn't it? Devin was trying to get transparency, and so they castigated him. Now they claim they need full transparency. But the problem is, you have Rule 6E, you have stuff that went to information that went to other investigative agencies. Then you have just out-and-out classified information that we believe certain members of the Democrats in the House Intel Committee were leaking to the media last time. So as Trey Gowdy has said, and I don't disagree with him, you're going to see intelligence agencies just withhold information from Congress because we will have proven that we're untrustworthy. But the hypocrisy here is just, it's surreal, quite frankly, Greg, to be sitting here and listening to some of the things that I hear. But I can't wait for Julian Assange to come in. I'm still big on that one. That's going to be a fun one, because they want to have Julian come in.
I mean, if you look up the word hypocrisy in the dictionary, it's got a picture of Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff next to it. I mean, these guys were blocking DOJ and FBI testimony, and now they want everything that Mueller wrote. I mean, I can't think of two more hypocritical characters in Congress, and that's saying a lot. But you're an honest guy. Andy Biggs, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Greg. Have a good night.